Hi, in this video we are going to see about low impedance bus bar differential for main and transfer bus system. And the relay we are going to see here is 7SS85. It's a Dixie relay, numerical Dixie relay. For this we are going to see the differential protection. And this is the SLD for main and transfer bus. In this we have one incomer and two outgoing with bus coupler. In this system, for incomer, the CT we have 600 bar 1 amps ratio, and for outgoing 1 200 bar 1 amps, and outgoing 2 is 400 bar 1 amps. For bus coupler CT it is 400 bar 1 amps. In this the CT start point is towards main bus, that is P2 is the start point for this system. Now we go for formation of zone. For zone 1, it covers the main bus along with the, that is Q52, Q89 and Q87 side along with the CT. And for zone 2, it covers the transfer bus along with the Q88 isolator. Now we form two zones. If you see these zones, the zones are perfectly overlapping and it covering all region, but the zones are formed by the axillary contact, that is for incomer 1 it is covered by Q89 close contact and Q52 close contact. If this two close contact, if it is come to the relay, if the two binary input it get high, then only the relay will consider this CT, incomer CT, into this zone, otherwise it will not consider. So this axillary contact is the main formation of this zone. Similarly, for formation of zone 2, we consider for Q88 closing contact. For example, if outgoing 1 Q88 closing contact if we get, then outgoing CT will be undergo for zone 2. That means the relay will understand that transfer bus is in live right now. So the formation of this zone is mainly depend on this axillary contact. Then only they will consider that CT. So here, if we have a good axillary contact and if problem occurs, the zone will detect correctly and it will give trip correctly. Apart from this, we have check zone, and we must know why we go for this check zone. Let us consider the incomer 1 produce 600 amps and outgoing takes 400 and 200 amps correspondingly. So right now the I differential for the bus is I1 plus I2 plus I3 of volt modulation. So I differential over here is 0, but when you see this visually, the incomer is 1, both outgoing is 1 1. If you minus 1 minus 2, actually here for high impedance relay we will have the CT ratio, same CT ratio. For low impedance relay we no need, because the relay itself will calculate its matching factor. But for us, if you want to test, we must know this matching factor, then only we can able to inject into the testing kit correctly. For that I am going to find the outgoing 1 matching factor. For outgoing 1, to find this matching factor is CT ratio is 200 bar 1. So we have to check which is the maximum CT ratio. Our incoming is maximum CT ratio, it is 600 bar 1. So we have to divide by 200 by 600, we get 0.33. It is the matching factor for outgoing 1. And then we can go for finding outgoing 2 and bus coupler, because both are 400. So same formula we are going to use here, that is 400 bars 600. It gives 0.66. It is the matching factor for this both. Now if you multiple with this matching factor, the outgoing 1 have 0.33, outgoing 2 have 0.66. When we add this 2 minus, it is around 0.9999, that is approximately 1. When we minus this over the incomer, it is a positive, so differential is 0. And when you see the I restrain is the formula for I restrain in busbar is I1 module plus I2 module plus I3 module, that is it will not check the minus, what are the current it will add. So we go for adding all the current, it is approximately 2. So now bus is in stable condition. Now still it is fine, we don't need a check zone here. But in case a auxiliary contact fail in incomer 1, what happens? The zone 1 will not consider the incomer 1 CT in zone 1, because when these two breaker and isolator auxiliary contact, if it get only, the relay will consider this line is connected to main bus, so it will not take into account. So now right now it have only two which is connected in zone 1 according to relay. For relay it is not considered this incomer. So according to now, the differential current over the relay is 1, so it give trip. So this trip will cause full station shutdown, that is blackout. Actually this is a mall operation, this is not an actual fault. To avoid this, we go for check zone. What is a check zone? Check zone will check all the CT except bus coupler. Check zone will not consider whether breaker is closed or open. It will not consider, only check the CT having current or not. And also it will not consider the bus coupler CT, only it will take incomer and outgoing CT. Check zone, when you go for differential, it see only the CT current. Actually the line incomer 1 is in live, so it produce 1 amps, so accordingly differential current is 0. When you see the I restraint, there is difference between zone, bus zone and check zone I restraint. The I restraint over here, it will have two I restraint, that is first one is sum of in. If you have two incomer, then the sum of in will be I1 plus I2. Second one is sum of current out. What are that feeder which is taking out, so it will add these two separately, so that is sum of in it will calculate separately, sum of out it will calculate separately, and it will check in this both which is a least value. Then the check zone will check the I restraint this least value over here, so that only the I restraint over here is 0.99. Now it will go for one logic, that is it zone 1 should be operated and check zone also should be operated, then only the zone to be trip. So right now in this condition, here zone 1 is operated but check zone differential is 0, so zone 1 only it is pick up, check zone is not pick up, so no tripping over this condition. So this avoid unwanted tripping. So for this reason only we go for check zone. Now we can go for seeing the relay settings. It is a 7SS85 relay. For that I am opening the Dixie 5 software. In this you can able to see the SLD. This is the SLD which you saw before. This SLD we have to draw it over this here, and we have many other configuration. If you want we can see it in separate video. Now we can go for seeing only the settings which we required for this differential protection. First one, it is we have to go for power system. Under this measurement point over here, we have to enter the CT, primary and secondary current. And then we have another one important, that is busbar settings. In this we have mode, that is busbar is on or off, and we have another one, check zone, whether you need a check zone or not. If you don't need a check zone, it will check only the bus zone, but normally we go for check zone. And second one is bus coupler trip. Here we know the go for bus coupler trip because it is main and transfer. Any problem occurs in bus, it has to trip the whole substation, so we don't go for bus coupler trip here. Bus coupler trip is not necessary over here. Next we go for first power protection. In this, the rated object current, here we have to put the maximum current. And additional tripping criteria, here we are not using. Trip release supervision, we are not using. Sensitive character, we are not using. Sensitive character is the slope, it will be little more sensitive, that we are not using over here. Second one, we are going for check zone settings. In check zone, threshold I differential is a I differential picking point, and K factor is 0.5. It is a slope, it is used for slope. And you can see a BFP, it is 5. It is nothing but breaker failure protection. Same way we can see it for bus zone. And next one is supervisor, that is CT supervisor. This also we can see a separate video because CT supervision is a different concept, we can see it in different video. And these are the settings. For these settings we are going to test now. Now we can go for testing. We know that we have two testing, primary testing and secondary testing. First we go for primary testing. For busbar differential, primary testing is very easy because you will close all breaker and isolator, so you will get all feedback contact to the relay and you are going to inject directly, so there will not be any problem. For checking zone 1, first I am going to inject over the incomer 1 and outgoing 1. If the kit you are going to inject, if it is not going to drive the current, if the burden is very less, then you have to inject directly over. If it is a high burden kit, then you can go for like this injection, but mostly this is cannot be possible if you have a very big bus, because current cannot drive very long distance from the kit, the burden will not be that much. Second, same way you have to repeat this whole procedure. What we are going to do now for outgoing 1, we are going to repeat for outgoing 2. So now we are going for incoming 1 to outgoing 1. Now I am going to inject here 200 amps, and this is a zone covering for this injection. And for 200 amps, correspondingly for incomer, according to 200, the secondary CT current is 0.33. For outgoing 200, the secondary current is 1. For this 1, if you multiply with matching factor, it is 0.33. If you calculate the differential, it is 0. If you calculate the I resistance, it is 0.66. Now the differential is 0. Now it will go for checking check zone. So check zone also same formula, only the I resistance it is different. It will choose the least value, but here the both are same. Now there is no differential current for zone 1 and check zone, so there will not be trip over here. Now we can go for checking the transfer bus. For primary injection, for checking transfer bus, if we connect it over incomer line and if we take it over the outgoing, we can close this Q88 in the outgoing, so that, and when you close the bus coupler, it will come through the bus coupler and it will connect it over the Q88. So the current comes through the path from the main bus to transfer bus by making clamp. But if you have very high burden, then you can go for this method, that is by closing the bus coupler like actual method. Now the 200 amps is going to inject same way for the zone 1. Here according to this we have zone 1 and zone 2, both we have. Now we check for zone 1, it will consider the incomer and bus coupler because bus coupler breaker is close, Q89 is close, so it will take into account. So for zone 2, Q88 of outgoing 1 is closed, so zone 2 will take the outgoing 1 and zone 2 will take the bus coupler also because Q88 of the bus coupler is also closed, so it will take also bus coupler. But here for zone 1, the CT for the bus coupler it look like outgoing. For zone 2, the CT of the bus coupler it is outgoing, but the relay will change its polarity for zone 2. That means for zone 2 the bus coupler will take as a look like a incomer, so it will minus from this, it will take this as a positive value, it will not take as a outgoing, only outgoing will be remain as same. So for outgoing it is 1 amps secondary, for bus coupler it is 0.5. so when it go for zone 2 calculation and zone 1 calculation also it is differential 0, for zone 2 calculation also differential 0, and it will go for checking check zone also there is no differential current. So for here still stability condition, so no, it will not give any trip. Now we go for in zone fault. In zone fault we go for loop or changing the polarity. Here I am going to change the polarity because when you change the polarity it will add the current, and to get the differential we need to inject more current. For primary, when you inject more current the kit maximum the burden it will not tolerate, so we'll go for reducing the differential current over the relay. Actually in relay the differential current is 1. For testing I am going to change it as 0.5 for primary testing. Now we check zone 1, I change the polarity of outgoing. Now the differential current is added. Now I get 0.66 differential current, and now it is go for check zone also 0.66. now it will give trip because zone 1 also it have operator, check zone also operator, so zone 1 will give trip command, so all breaker will be undergoes tripping command from the relay. Now we go for checking zone 2. In zone 2 same like stability I am giving all connection same, and over here I inject same 200 amps and I change the polarity of outgoing. Now zone 1 is under stability because zone 1 is stability because zone 1 incomer and bus coupler get nullified because bus coupler CTE we didn't change polarity, so it is nullified. The zone 1 is differential 0, but zone 2 I change the seat outgoing polarity. Now the current flow is in opposite direction, so it add, so we get the differential, and check zone also will check overall because it will not check the bus coupler, it will check only incomer and outgoing. So when it check this it also get differential current. Now zone 2 it get trips, and this zone 2 trip also it will trip incomer breaker only, but it indicates the zone 2. That means the fault is in transfer bus. Only fault identification we are using, because we are not go for bus coupler tripping. Here in configuration we made the bus coupler tripping no. We are giving option. Previously I have mentioned in relay settings. So it will give the tripping to all. We have to configure tripping to both incomer, outgoing. So full plant is go for shutdown. Now we go for secondary testing. This is a schematic diagram. In this, all CT short link has to be removed, and from the kit we have to connect it over here, and we should have the tripping feedback from the relay, and we have to connect it over the binary input. Now we go for stability. In stability we connect two set of current cable. From the current cable 1 I connected to incomer, set 2 I connected to outgoing 1. And for checking this secondary testing, we have to give the closing feedback for Q52 and Q89 for checking the zone 1, and for checking zone 2 you have to give feedback of Q88. If it is a green plan, then you can close the breaker and isolator live, but if it is already energized, then you can go for making a loop to get the relay feedback this, that so that the relay may understand it is close. Without giving this feedback you cannot able to test this zone 1 and zone 2. The differential will not operate. So before going to the secondary injection you have to go for closing this contact to. I inject current for incomer 1 0.66 and outgoing 1 2 amps in the secondary side, and I make the angle 0 with balancing for incomer and opposite angle for outgoing. This 0.66 and this outgoing 2, if you see it in secondary side, it look like a unbalance actually, but for this only I have shown the matching factor in previously. The matching factor is very important for testing for secondary, because when you inject from the testing kit you must know what is the exact matching factor value, so that you can able to inject from the kit. When you multiple these 2 into 0.33 you get 0.66, because outgoing one matching factor is 0.33. According to this matching factor, I differential is 0 and I resistance is 1.32. Same way we go for calculating check zone. Now system is stable. Same way we go for stable check for zone 2. Zone 2 we can go directly connecting the panel of bus coupler CT and outgoing one CT, and you can inject. For outgoing I am going to inject 2 same like previously, and for bus coupler I am going to inject 1, but angle is both reverse. Now the check zone will go for checking. Here the check zone will see only in outgoing 1. Outgoing 1 is 2 amps, so the check zone I differential is 0.66 and I resistance is 0.66. Still that zone 2 is not having any differential, even though check zone also having differential 0.66. Our setting is 1, so it is not going to trip. Second, we are going to for high differential in zone fault. For in zone fault I am going to inject any one side with high magnitude current, or I'm going to make a angle difference 0. Now I'm going to make a angle difference 0. When I make a angle difference 0, the both get current get added, we get I differential 1.32. So it give zone 1 is pick up, and second it go for check zone calculation. Check zone also same 1.32. So it give trip. How it is giving trip means it follows this slope. We have two slope for this, bus slope and check slope. In bus slope, high differential peak point is 1 and the slope drawn is by this k factor. We don't have any other settings, only these two settings. By having these two settings we have to draw this slope, and we can see in next video how to draw this slope. I will explain briefly and how to check this slope. In next video I show this separately. This is the point where our tripping region for bus zone 1 is pickup, and for check zone this is the point where our check zone also get pickup, that is 1.32. So both get operated. So zone 1 also operated, check zone also operated. So definitely zone 1 going to give trip command. Now we are going to check for zone 2. For zone 2 same way I am going to inject for outgoing and bus coupler. I am going to make a 0 angle. The magnitude is outgoing to bus coupler 1. So zone 2 I have I differential 1.32, but for check zone I get only 0.66. So it will not give trip because our check zone is see only outgoing 1. It is not seeing any bus coupler, but only we inject outgoing and bus coupler. So it is not trip. So not to avoid this, we can increase the magnitude, or you can make the injecting incomer also the current. You can raise the magnitude for checking this. If you raise on the bus coupler, it is not doesn't going to help you because check zone doesn't see bus coupler. So I'm going to increase on outgoing. I increase outgoing current into 4. When it multiple with matching factor, it get 1.32. So I differential I get over here is 1.98. When it's check on check zone, now only outgoing current it checks. For outgoing it directly get 1.32. So it gets I differential 1.32. Now zone 2 check zone gets I differential current. Now it go for tripping, but here it gives trip to all breakers, that is our incomer all breakers it will give trips. So full plant gets shut down. On next video we can see how to draw bus differential slope. If you think this video is useful for your friends, please share to them. Thank you for watching this video.